my name is Andrea Olson and I'm the founder of Overflow Worship. You might be here because you saw our brand new series called The Church that aired over the Christmas season just this last month, over the end of 2024. And I'm here today to give you a really special behind the scenes episode. We had so many comments from all of you. First of all, thank you for watching. We were honestly, as a team, kind of blown away at how many people watched and engaged and shared and commented. And you guys want more. And specifically, you really liked Carl, one of the characters in our series. And so I'm here to give you a behind the scenes look at kind of what the filming process was like, how much fun we had, because here at Overflow Worship, we are all about the local church. And I'm gonna share a little bit more about who we are and what we do. But first of all, I just wanna kick it off with some behind the scenes, some bloopers of our filming with Carl. Take a look.
And action.
Stop smiling at me.
Well, it's not rocket.
I'm sorry. You're just staring at me.
Rodeo shop's down the road. Church hours are closed, pal.
Don't reinvent the wheel. That's been rolling just fine since the Reformation.
Don't look at the camera.
It's been rolling just fine ever since the Reformation. Traditional and classic. Ben.
Okay, one more time. Yeah, don't.
Yeah, I understand, but as the worship leader, I need to make sure it's the. Oh, gosh.
And worshiping.
This is worship. Ben.
Grab a scone, take a bite.
Dang it! I can't do it.
Action.
Ben, quick question. Little thumb always coming up trying to tell me how to run sound. The ladies. These connection cards, completely useless. Little thumb always coming up trying to tell me how so funny.
Oh my goodness, we had so much fun, as you can tell. But like I said, we are worship leaders, we are tech team leads, we are support staff in churches. And I used to be on staff years ago before I started Overflow Worship. And this was so fun for us to put together because it's based on real life experiences. And if you're in ministry, you're like, oh, they aren't lying, they're not exaggerating, like these things actually happened. And so that was partly what made it so funny, right? Because we're just rolling through our minds of remembering like, oh man, yeah, remember when that happened? But we had so much fun, and I'm so grateful for the team that agreed to be on the cast because they just dove right in. They embraced the characters, they embraced the script, and it came together in a way that was even better than I ever could have imagined it. And I have the best team in the world that helped put this whole thing together, and it was just so fun. So the goal of the church series, like, why did we do this? Well, obviously, it was funny and all of those things, but really at the end of the day, as we sat around the table and I talked about this whole thing and talked about what do we want people to walk away with. We wanted you to walk away feeling like you've been seen and heard and to feel like it was relatable, right? That was the number one goal. And it was so fun to see you guys commenting saying, I feel seen. This was so relatable. This is exactly what life looks like for me. And that's what we wanted for you. We wanted you to walk away feeling seen and heard and like this was relatable. And also, you know, as we neared the end of 2024 as Overflow Worship, we were undergoing a lot of changes, and I just said, okay, we're gonna focus on 3 things. We're gonna focus on worship, prayer, and spreading joy. And this church series was all part of spreading joy because we wanted you guys to laugh and to feel like we can laugh at ourselves because the stuff we face is funny and it's good for us. So I also wanted to just highlight our senior pastor character, Greg. We had Brian Tabor. He flew to Minnesota all the way from Indiana to be a part of this filming. And Brian is the founder of Worship Probs. And if you're not familiar with Worship Probs on Instagram, you should definitely go and follow them. They are all about encouraging, entertaining, and equipping worship and production leaders, and their stuff is funny. And so Brian was just such a natural partner for this because he loves to laugh and, you know, sees the value in that part of ministry. And so I'm just really grateful that he came and was willing to play that senior pastor role. Now, one of the things that I love about Worship Probs is they do these things called prayer concerns. And so we brought that aspect into the filming of the church. And so one of the really cool things is that we said, hey, we want real prayer concerns, Brian. So Brian has people submit on their website real things that people have said to them, like the most random comments, the most like random critiques and criticisms, and then Brian shares them on their podcast. So I said, Brian, we want never before heard, never before seen prayer concerns, and bring them on set because we want to have live reactions to them. And so none of us on the cast besides Brian knew what these prayer concerns were gonna be. None of the cast knew like anything about them. So these are real reactions to real things that people have actually said in churches. And you know, one of the other aspects of Worship Probs is that they are all about equipping worship leaders, which is who we are at Overflow Worship. We want to see God do something new in His church through worship. And we are here to serve and support worship leaders and volunteer-supported ministries. And so a couple of years ago, Brian and I got together and we created a course called the Overflow Worship Leaders Startup Toolkit. And it is the most amazing foundation for new worship leaders to feel like they've got a leg up, like a step ahead as they start in a new ministry or maybe newly positioned worship leader, to lay all those foundations and just have encouragement to feel like you're supported on your journey, right? And so we gave a little bit of a nod to the toolkit. And so when you see Brian and I, here we are just like waving outside the window, that was a nod to the Startup Toolkit, which you can actually still get today. We'll put the link below. So I want to show you some of these real prayer concerns. So we've got a never before seen deleted scene for you guys, and check it out. Check out these prayer concerns.
Okay, this first one just says, praying for continued discernment on appropriate levels of bass.
What? I didn't think it was that bad.
Appropriate. What is an inappropriate level of bass? That's what I would like to know.
Guess so. Well, whatever it was last Sunday was in.
Yeah, it was inappropriate. Inappropriate. Okay. Number 2 says, the music was so loud today, I called 911 during the service.
What? Is that true?
Calling bluff.
I don't feel like it's that loud. I don't feel like it's that. That's maybe a little dramatic. Okay, this last one just says, this church is way too contemporary. You should play more classics like Chicago and Leonard Skinner.
What?
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
That's for you, Ben. Take it away.
Love it.
There you go.
Wow.
There you guys have it. That was a deleted scene from, I believe, episode 2. And I love those prayer concerns, you guys. They're so funny. It's like, we know we love the people in our church. We love them. But as I said in one of the episodes, I love our congregation, but sometimes I think they don't quite understand that they're actually talking to real people. You know, we had one very specific scene that I was looking forward to personally, because we brought in my husband. His name is Gabe, but his character's name was Todd. And this whole scene was created because you've all, well, maybe you've been there, I've been there, where you have to do a tryout. You have to have somebody come in and audition for a worship team, and it's a disaster, and you don't know what to do. And so we wanted to really highlight that and have some fun with that. And my husband is such a good sport. And you guys, this was so funny. So first of all, the filming of it, we had to let him do it once because we were all laughing so hard, as you will hear. So check it out. Here's take 1 of Todd's audition.
Mary, did you know?
His hat is my favorite. It is actually a staple in our Christmas season, for real.
Daughters, did you know?
You can hear our awesome camera guy laughing in the background. You ever had an audition like this? He was just so in it. And he never broke character.
Oh gosh.
He was such a good sport about that. So actually, to really make it, to seal the deal and to really make it great, we pre-recorded that. And so we were in my studio here actually, and it was just one evening. We had put the kids to bed, and we were laughing so hard that the kids came out of bed and were like, what in the world are mom and dad doing? And I will tell you, I mean, it was pretty much a one-take wonder. I know that's surprising for you, but it really was perfection in one take. So if you heard the original recording too, you'd hear us laughing in the background. We had so much fun. And the reason that we had fun with it is because, like I said before, sometimes we just have to laugh at the realities of what we face, and it's good for our souls. It's good for our souls. It's not to make fun, it's not to poke fun, but it's actually to say, hey, these are real life stories that we have faced, and we've got to know that we're not alone. We've got to say, hey, anyone else out there? Does anyone else see this? Has this happened to anyone else? And you can feel like reminded that you're not doing this journey alone. And so, you know, I have loved sharing these outtakes and bloopers and this behind the scenes footage with you because you guys have been such an amazing support to us and have blown us away with your encouragement. And I just want to share with you a little bit that, you know, at the end of the day, Overflow Worship is here for you, worship leaders in volunteer supported ministries, and we want to serve and support you. And what we do at Overflow Worship is we do that through worship, through encouragement, and through training, right? We have a training site, we have courses, that kind of thing. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we want you to feel seen and heard, and we want to spread joy, right? We want to leave the church better than we found it. And so I ask that you would join us in doing that. Let's leave the church better than we found it. Let's grow together. Let's learn together. Let's love together. Let's laugh together. And so you can stick around here because you guys, all that we have in store for 2025 is unlike anything we've ever done before. And a lot of you are new here, but it's unlike anything that anyone else is doing either, as far as I know. And it's new, it's fresh, it's fun, it's relatable, it's encouraging, and I guarantee there will be a lot of laughter. So stick around and you can help us grow and help us continue to deliver this to you by sharing this. So if you would please share this video, share our channel with your friends, with people in ministry and people who could relate so that we can continue to encourage one another. Thank you so much for joining me for this fun behind the scenes video of the church. Stick around. There is so much more to come. So make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss a thing. Until next time, keep on thriving.